JB Company is expert in acquiring and refurbishing donated computer systems, nationally and internationally. As a company looking for the best options, we look forward to accepting donations in good conditions. Therefore, in a second, we are going to present to you our requirements for donations, what we will accept and what we won't. That way, you'll be convinced that we're the best option for you. In order to receive hardware, what are we going to accept? First, we're going to accept the memory, the RAM, between 1 or 2 gigabytes. This would let us run more programs at the same time that they can be open, also complicated programs. Even and the main objective is that it has a higher capacity, and even though we don't want a commercial software, but even the open source software needs of a memory so we can open multiple programs at the same time. Now, the hard disk, not the memory, we're going to accept 100 gigabytes, and this is more space for saving file. We're asking 100 gigabytes or 120 around those averages because it is for more capacity, and also we don't want too much because our main objective is not just restoring the files or documents the children do. It's basically just developing the use of technologies in pure places. Within the processor, we're asking of a 2.0 gigahertz. This will cause a faster processing. This will increase the speed, and this will be useful because we are asking for the normal one. We don't want something below, because if not, then everything is going to be slow. The children will have problems with it. And if it is possible and we can receive a 2.5 gigahertz processor, that would be great, but we can conform ourselves with the 2.0. Having said that, we move on to the IT that we're going to receive. We will accept laptops not older than 3 to 4 years, so the hardware has to be not that old. Because they might get damaged. Example, they might need a battery exchange. As they're expensive, there is not enough money to repair every single one that goes wrong. So therefore, we need it to be durable. The hardware has to be intact. It is okay if it is scratched a bit, but no, not broken. It can be any color. It doesn't matter. We will accept laptops from any brand. Apple can be great also because it's the new technology, and this will also help the children get used to new technologies, advanced and not just the old ones. Therefore, the possibility for acquiring more laptops it's new that are new will be wider. Also, we will accept computer chargers, printer, paper, and the importance of a printer is that it doesn't matter how much technology advances, it is always good to have a hard copy of the work. This way, we just not have to waste memory and save files, but we can have printouts. This will make easier for teachers to check work and write on it. The cost of a printer has to be low. The purpose is just to be able to print work rather than quality. So it doesn't have to be an expensive printer. It has to be neat. It doesn't have to be scratch. We are avoiding the case of having to buy extra things like exchange for bits that are broken or that are needed. Also, the power bar extension. If there are a lot of laptops, some might need charge to ensure that students will have the possibility of working without having to worry if there is enough sockets. This will provide enough to prevent their laptops from being uncharged. And also because there are some places, if the children want to have their laptops up at home and the school allows them, then they can charge it at school. And if they don't have electricity at home, then they can have their laptops charged. Also, a locked trolley for school to ensure the security of the laptops to prevent from being stolen, and that only their owners and students have access to them. So that way, not the a student, if he wants to get the computer, he'll get it, and he will go with it to his house. The scanner, these are extra things that are not like very important, but if we have them, then this makes life easier for school, makes the school go developing. And it is the scanner, the optical character recognition. If there are not enough copies printed about a certain work, or there is an information in a textbook that the teacher would like to share with all students but does not have the opportunity to give one book to each, she can simply or he scan it and do as many copies as it needs from the exact same page without need of having to buy the whole book. It is true that you are going to waste in paper though, but you need to have in account that you can recycle the paper you use. In terms of the software we're going to use, we decided to use an open source software because even though it does not cover all the requirements in the national curriculum, however, as long-term results, it saves money. By being free, with no charge, it'll be easier to cover a larger area rather than using a commercial software and just covering a small area. Everyone will have the equality of access due to the fact that it is free. Therefore, no one can be restricted of using the software. The major problem with the open source is that some unscrupulous people can attempt to steal software by altering or removing copyright notices that the author of the original software has requested, and that they remain in place. The advantage of this is that we don't have to pay for it. It can be modified by one of us. It can adapt to any system, to any other thing we want to add. And the commercial one, we will have to pay. We're a company that receives donations. We don't have the money for paying. And also, the schools cannot afford sufficient money and cover the whole cost of the commercial software and having to renew the version, the license every year. So, in terms of cost and benefits, it is better the open source software. Following it with the digital divide in our country, in El Salvador, the government projects for breaking the digital divide are important. We understand the digital divide is the term that refers to the gap between those who have the access to digital technology, to computers, to the internet, and those who don't. And the difference can be seen by different factors such as economically, being rich, being poor, racial factors, geographical, like cities, rural areas, and to break that digital divide, the Salvadoran government has created several projects. The Project Infocentro is an institution that contributes to the development of El Salvador by using information, then communication technologies, and this began in 2002. And it has helped to educate more than 340,000 Salvadorans in internet and computer technology. There are 41 infocentros in El Salvador, and also the major benefit of this is that it has contributed to the development of the internet in El Salvador. Also, thanks to them, more than 4,000 small businesses websites have been created, and this had made many people aware of the benefits of the internet. Therefore, that's a big accomplishment. We know also about the Operación Red, that it's organized by the Ministry of Education and was launched in 2004, and the main objective was to teach internet technologies to the best students in high school. Also, this helped because after receiving the course on internet technology, the participating students are required to teach what they have learned to their classmates. Therefore, the knowledge in technology is multiplied. And also, if we talk about other countries like Chile, they're using the alternative of the $100 laptops. So now that we have explained basically what we do, what we accept, and everything, and the technology we use, and we accept from donations internationally and nationally. Now it's your turn, and take in mind that we're the best option. We look for the cheap, the most comfortable, and the best for our country.